Hey everyone, this is Rodney from the Wrestling Roundtable for the latest vlog here at Madison Square Garden. Me and Eric were shooting today for my latest documentary, Grappling Kings, so be sure to take a look at that. Upcoming soon. It's going to be at some festivals, be shown here in New York. It's going to be a joyride, trust me. Speaking of the Garden, this is also the former stomping grounds of Vince McMahon and the WWF. They used to rule this spot, but being with the recent progression of mixed martial arts being sanctioned in New York, it might be the new home of UFC. So that means, whether you like it or not, that we'll be discussing more mixed martial arts. UFC Strike Force Affliction. So be sure to catch that when you can. So speaking of UFC, I was at UFC 98 for Evans Machida, Sarah Hughes in Vegas, so I missed the latest of the Wrestling Roundtable. I just wanted to put in my 2 cents on technical wrestling, since it's such an intense topic. First off, I'm going to go with my favorite wrestler of all time, Bret Hart. The technical matches that he had are some of the all-time greatest matches. The Iron Man match with Michaels, even the submission match with Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. I don't think John Cena and Big Show are going to quite live up to that at Extreme Rules. Also, the match with Bulldog and at SummerSlam 92, it was that match, after watching that, that really made me want to pursue amateur wrestling, because the athleticism shown in that, the counters shown in that, unbelievable. Next up, how could we ignore Kurt Angle, the only Olympic champion to go into professional wrestling. This guy really took wrestling to a whole nother dynamic. Watching him was a real joy. I'm glad I got to see him in his prime as well. Right now in TNA, I don't know exactly what he's doing, but I don't think he's putting on the shows that or the technical ability that he was when he first started in TNA and in WWE. William Regal is also another one. This guy comes out of nowhere. He could really put it on you. He does it in a way where it really looks like he's hurting the other guy. He's not trying to be fancy. He's not trying to do any, I guess, the popular technical wrestling. He really captures your attention with that. There was also another great Canadian wrestler who I saw here in this building win the world title at WrestleMania 20. I think you know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to mention him because I don't know his name. Speaking of Canada, Owen Hart, another one of my technical wrestlers. Him and Eddie Guerrero, I thought, had a perfect mesh of technical wrestling and high flying. Speaking of Owen Hart, even 10 years later, it's still a sad story, knowing that, in my eyes, there's a tragic story that wasn't resolved and was really brushed under the rug. And for Owen, who was really one of the good guys, wasn't really into drugs, never heard anything about him acting up backstage. He really seemed like a genuine person. And for him to be left, when the rest of the Hart Foundation went over to WCW and he was kept there and they just humiliated him, that was just a nail in the coffin. And for them to continue to show it over the edge really just put a whole nother perspective of the wrestling business. If someone died on the show and like these guys, whatever we see on the screen, these guys are really all friends, and to be wrestling in someone else's blood where they died, it's just really disgusting. I know I wouldn't be able to do it. Another one of my favorite technical wrestlers, I would have to say Taz. Taz, really, same thing with Angle. He really brought a whole nother element. Using his judo style, a lot of the, I guess, shoot style wrestling that he brought into ECW. Taz is another one of my favorite technical wrestlers. His suplexes, his holds, a lot of good counters. Him and Douglas, their first title match, I thought, really good showcase of technical wrestling. A lot of good grappling in there. But those are going to be my top 5. So wrapping up, wrestling blog, wrestling roundtable. I'll hopefully get my spot back on the table soon enough. Just working on Grappling Kings, which will be coming out soon. Just check out my YouTube page and everything for updates and trailer, and we'll be all set. So make sure, keep checking out the roundtable. Go to WrestlingRoundtable.com. Keep up with the discussions, and we'll be seeing you soon.